Hey guys, what's up? This is Devendra from M9 News. It's really hard to make today's generation sit through a mammoth runtime of 4 hours, but somehow, in some way, Aditya Dar has pulled it off. So, Dhurandhar 2 has arrived in theaters and it has arrived with a bang. But before we get into all the highs and lows of the sequel, let me just point it out that M9 News was the first Telugu portal to publish this sequel's review, and our review called it blood soaked sequel, Patriotic Peak. And yes, this movie really stands aligned with this title. Now, there is a lot of talk and online discussion about how good or bad Dhurandhar 2 actually is on various different social media platforms and online platforms. So why waste time? Let's dive deep into this. Aditya Dhar is back, and this time he has swapped the surgical precision of the first film with more absolute and ruthless ambition. Now, Dhurandhar 2 The Revenge isn't just a sequel, it's a 4-hour action packed, adrenaline ride dripping with plenty of masculine energy, style, gore, blood as compared to the first film. But does the story support that massive runtime, or does it lean a bit too hard on the style and swag? Let's break down all the positives and the negatives from the sequel. Now let's start the proceedings with the positives. First, we have to talk about the opening sequence of the movie, and that opening sequence, ladies and gentlemen, has been filmed brilliantly. It immediately sets the tone for the entire sequel. It states the fact that the movie is going to be bigger, louder, and more, ruthless as compared to the first film. And Aditya's direction feels really confident here. And if you thought that the first part was intense, well, part two, The Revenge, doubles down on that brutality. We are talking about more explosions, more hand-to-hand gore, and a level of violence that makes the stakes feel incredibly high. And as for the songs, well, they have been integrated beautifully. Usually, when it comes to movies with long run times, songs kind of feel like speed bumps, but here they end up elevating our mood. They end up strengthening our connection with the overall product that we are watching on our screens. In the first movie, there were at least a couple of songs. For instance, we had Gyara Hua and Shararat. Now, both of these songs turned out to be quite popular, and they became crazy popular. And uh, and I truly believe that Shashwat Sachdev did such an amazing job on these tracks, and I'm not taking anything away from them. But at the same time, when we look at these songs from the perspective of the movie's narrative, then I kind of feel like they added a little depth to the movie's narrative. And even if we remove these tracks, we wouldn't lose much. But here in the sequel, all the songs have been used perfectly. They don't drag the narrative, instead, they add more depth and emotion to the scenes. Now, I would like to shout out to Shashwat Sachdev. I'm sorry if I fumbled a bit here, but he created such an amazing track list for the sequel. And the blend of retro Bollywood songs and